höfum aldrei verið á stóru sviði en samt geðveikt fyrir hvort öðrum. Ekki bara allir hressir?
I'm here to play Airwaves, one of the great festivals in the Western Hemisphere. Are we even in the Western Hemisphere anymore in Iceland? I don't know. I know I'm on a tiny island, a windswept island, full of crazy people.
Iceland seems to turn Western ideas about musical culture on their head. Alternative music is mainstream in Iceland. This is the most important music festival for popular music in Iceland. It's like Christmas to them.
I mean, every festival has its own personality, and this is definitely a unique one, for sure.
There's so much beauty in Iceland to discover, and then also for this festival, you get to see some rock and roll music surrounded by beauty. What else could you ask for?
It's very international in a way, but still it's so local.
Awesome bands, awesome people, up late, partying, good times, yeah.
Everybody seems to be like determined just to have a very nice time, and that creates a very sort of pleasant atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it's like if you take 2/3 of a nation with 200,000 people and pour excessive amounts of alcohol on them and add a mixture of worldly hipster types eating our hot dogs and trying to woo our women, that's kind of what it is. Iceland!
This is my favorite week of the year. There's so much culture, not only music, just everything blossoms during this week because everyone wants to show themselves to all these thousands of foreigners that are coming to Iceland. And people try so hard to just make a good party and just to show everyone that we know how to have a good time, that it becomes really nice.
Þetta setur einhvern svona punkt á íslenskt tónlistarlíf. Það þessi hátíð einu svona ári. Og íslensku hljómsveitirnar fara í einhvers konar spariföt og svona gefa svolítið allt í.
You can find pretty much a lifetime supply of concert-going experiences in just a single evening. It's catered to the person that really wants to fit in music for every single hour of their day.
Stinkum high.
You know, when it started, it was much different. You know, it was just a way of having a concert in a hangar at the airport. That's how it started, 1999. You know, Icelandair had a concert. We invited some people over, and the idea was, you know, let's get foreigners to come to a concert.
My life would be crap right now if it wasn't for Iceland Airwaves coming here in 2000. I came to see Suede, but also to work. The radio station I work for in Washington, D.C., they're like, hey, we're going to go broadcast from Iceland. We're like, Iceland? Where the hell's that? And then I found out Suede was playing and Flaming Lips, and I love those guys. And so here I was. And then I found a way to sneak back in every single year since.
Það sem var síðan svona masterstroke, ef maður sletta, í þessari hátíðaldri, það var þegar þeir hættu að vera með eitthvað svona risastórt og bara sett allar fókusin í að hafa flotta bara hátíð, svona grassrótar hátíð í rauninni og svona hljómsveitir sem eru svona við þröskuldin. Og þá fannst mér hátíðin svona fara að rúlla í gang.
Wow, it's been growing. It's been growing a lot. There's more foreigners coming every year. It's getting bigger, you know, it's a bigger part of Reykjavík, it's a bigger part of practically the culture of you know, here in Iceland.
I think the uniqueness of it is still there. It still has the same sort of feel. But I think it's got better every year. And it just changes slightly, is what I've noticed this year. You know, and always for the better.
It was one of these places where every single band says, like, you have to play Iceland, you have to stay there, you have to go there. And we had just never been invited, so when we were invited, even though we were busy, we just decided to take a break and go. We went on 2 years ago at Roskilde. We went on after FM Belfast, and it was so hard to go on after them.
Because they were like so pumped up.
How do you go on after a band like that?
Anyone who's gone to an FM Belfast concert knows what infectious enjoyment is about. I don't know what it is about those guys.
You just can't describe that. Honestly, things just can't be described. And FM Belfast last year is definitely one of those things.
This is nice because you can see the scene like it is, like in the whole. You can see the really small bands, and sometimes the really big. And also it's nice, you know, you can see good bands. They bring good bands around here every year. So.
That are not have not become like too popular
and
stuff. So it's nice to see bands when they're like walking up the stairs.
I mean, at its core, it's a showcase festival in the name, which means that it's supposed to showcase new and awesome talent from all over the world, with, of course, with a special emphasis on the Icelandic scenes and the Icelandic bands. We do have a lot of press present, but we also have a lot of punters, a lot of normal folks like myself. And you know, my mom likes to come there too.
I'm going to motherfucking Airwaves, yeah!
Það rosalega gaman að fá bara fullt af erlendu hljómsveitum í einni beit og sérstaklega gaman að fá hljómsveitir sem eru svona einmitt svona á þröskuldi frægðar einhvern veginn, kannski ekki heimsfrægðar en eru svona að fara lengra og svona menn hátíðarinnar hafa verið mjög naskir á að veiða út þennan band.
I like the fact that it's not about headlining bands and it's about up-and-coming bands and it's about artists that are on the verge of something. You think about some of the bands that they plucked to come here right before that they blew up, you know, like TV and the radio was what, 2003? No one knew about them then, but a year later, bam, Florence The Machine, same thing, The Rapture, The Shins, all these bands, they're so good at grabbing them right before us.
Takk fyrir! Þið frábært, takk fyrir! Eftir að séu Keane, takk fyrir!
Já, Keane sko, þegar þeir bókuðu Keane þá voru þeir bara svona, það er nefnilega líka þannig þó að í allra hugum allra í dag þá er Keane bara svona pophljómsveit sko, Coldplay. Þá var sko Keane svona með svona indie stimpil þegar bandið er bókað og þeir voru það svolítið ennþá þegar þeir komu að spila á Airwaves. Ég held að Keane fengi aldrei að spila á Airwaves í dag sko. Já, margar eftirminnilegar stundir maður. Það var ég drullaði næstuði á mig þegar ég sá Flaming Lips í Laugardalshöllinni. Það var alveg meiri háttar moment sko.
One of my favorite shows is Flaming Lips.
That was a great concert actually.
It was amazing.
You know, they were kind of supporting, they were support act for a Suede, I think. It was really a freak out concert, but you know, kind of strange having Flaming Lips playing at Laugardalshöllin. In that year it was, they were not that big, nobody knew Flaming Lips, but they were just as good as they are today.
Ég var leiður á því að það var svo mikið hamrað á því í upphafi. Bara Airwaves, þá værirðu bara blindfullur allan tíman, væri búin að eignast 200 nýja vini og vaknaðir alltaf í einhverjum eftir á partíum, vissir ekkert hvað það væri. Þetta ekki alveg þannig en þú getur sannarlega upplifað eitthvað slíkt líka.
It always has a certain energy and Icelandic life, and you know the Icelandic streets are a little bit different. You know, the Icelandic people have a different approach to buying a drink in a bar, which, you know, it's always nice to bring people over and have them shocked.
Ég held að útlendingarnir standi stundum bara flabbergasted og horfi á þetta og bara sjá þessa íslensku drykkjusiði sem mér eru þetta alveg fáránlegir sko. Það ekkert gaman að labba upp eða niður Laugaveginn klukkan 2 á nóttinni eða þú ert edrú. Það bara eins og þú sitt að labba í gennum eitthvað inferno sko.
Airwaves! Any húsina!
You party, yeah, it's a lot of partying, a lot of music, a lot of, I think there's a lot of illegal babies conceived, you know, in the back rooms and in the bars.
The atmosphere is fresh, and everything smells of freshness. All you want to do is dance, and that's why we come here to NASA. We want to dance.
You go to a bar or wherever and you're partying and you realize that most of the people in there performed that night.
Yeah, so it's all kind of egalitarian, and I'm sure people are going to tell you like after the show, you're standing in line, you know, next to the dude who's playing, whether it's from like the international headliner, or maybe you'll get Ed Frosty from Grizzly Bear trying to get you to slip him some tongue. You know, that happened too. No, that didn't happen, but it might have happened. I'm not sure. I was kind of drunk at the time.
I would definitely just recommend to anybody that try to get close to the bands, and because this is such a small community that bands are gonna be partying out late at night. So you can go up and talk to them and they're just gonna like it. It's not like they're so famous that they can't talk to you.
Well, right now, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's like 2 a.m. I think it's 2 o'clock, and we're going to the second bar. So we're just starting. You can drink on the street. I've never seen a police officer here, and I've never seen a fight here, which is amazing because you have huge guys here. No one wants to fight. Everyone's very loving. So that's amazing. If you did this in Canada, there'd be so many fucking police and a lot of fights. So, you know, just like it's love. Everyone's here excited about Reykjavík, about the Iceland Airwaves. And yeah, it's totally different.
When the bar closes at 6 o'clock or 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, then you just take it to the next level. They go to an after party or whatever.
It's just mind-blowing party.
For 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
A great fucking time. We're here for Airwaves.
Here for Airwaves.
And we're here to chill in a sea of euros while drinking in a geothermal pool.
Yes.
White night of a lonely heart. Need some love to save his chart.
I love the Blue Lagoon hungover party. People have seen this move? Yeah, we started it. That was before I became famous. Luckily, because I ended up mooning and taking my shirts off, so hopefully those pictures will never see the light of day.
He will never tear you apart. You need to rust there. You need to brush that hairy heart. He will forgive you.
It's amazing. It really is such a good party.
Once again, I have crossed, double-crossed over. I betrayed our trust, knocked it all over.
I read about it in the New York Times. There was like a list of like the 40 places you need to travel to this year, and Iceland was number 3, and I never read the rest of the list.
Well, a lot of the festivals that I attend are like camping festivals, so this one's a bit more like chic, you know, like downtown. I love the vibe, it's really sick.
Yeah, it's like, I've never been to a multi-venue like festival like this. Like it's always sort of outdoor, like a camping exactly sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I for sure like the setup of it a lot better. It's been really fun.
Well, I've seen a lot actually. I've seen a lot of Icelandic bands. I've seen Bjork, Nikki and the Doves yesterday. We want to see Totally Extinct Dinosaurs. And yes, we're seeing Gus Gus today. It's been crazy. It's a lot of fun. don't want to leave. I just want to stay here for the next few hours and just enjoy it. Just like go in the corner and just have my beers, yeah.
You set yourself a bar, that unforgiving God you claim that you believe in. Your kind is gonna fall, your ship is sinking fast, and all your able men are leaving.
Personally, I really like seeing bands in intimate spaces. I like being close up. I like seeing them indoors. I think the sound is a lot better. I like seeing them when it's dark. And, you know, all those things you don't really get at a place like Glastonbury. Plus you get to go home to a bed at night here.
When you go to foreign outdoor festivals, there is mud and smell of urine, but in Iceland Airwaves you don't have any mud, you don't have urine, except maybe inside your body, and then you can get rid of it in certain facilities that is provided by the festival. Sometimes you don't have to wait in a queue to get into the concerts, especially if the bands are not very good. If the bands are good, it's more likely that you have to queue to get in.
I'm used to waiting in line during the festival, but this year we were like really organized, and I have not waited in any line yet.
But the queues can be fun because there is a lot of nice people in Iceland.
I met Slagsmålsklubben yesterday. They just took me backstage and we had a blast.
Everyone's really friendly, like everyone's been really good to me. Loads of people that I didn't know, like just really kind, like looking after me, just been awesome, yeah.
You can actually just feel like you're at the best carnival in the world.
When I started going, I couldn't go in because I wasn't old enough, so I just went to all the off venues.
Airwaves is kind of a strange festival in that sense that most bands play like a big festival gig and then also some off-venue shows in some record stores or clubs or cafes or wherever you can fit a small PA, you can play, really.
On every corner in Reykjavík there is something going on, and also for the people that don't have passes. Because I asked the crowd, I was doing some off venues, and I asked the crowd how many had got passes, and there were like maybe 2 or 3 of them. So people are using this to, and all the tourists and the people who live in Reykjavík from outside are coming into town to see some off venue gigs, because it's like on every coffee house and hair salons and restaurants, and it's just full of life and really entertaining and fun.
You can just walk down the street at 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon and there's music coming from every hole in the ground.
From the outside looking in,
by the place you already know.
I think there are more off-venue concerts than official concerts this year.
But when we started to go to Airwaves, I was like, I regretted never being like part of the off-venue experiences the years before, because I didn't realize what was going on.
It's always these shows that are like, because everyone is right here with us, you feel like you've got more to answer for somehow. It's like you can see the blemishes, can't you? Technicalities, and this is a behind the scenes of how rock music works. Pretty impressive.
Þetta er alveg nöðsynlegt, sko, þú veist. Bara fyrir þá, fyrsta lagi fyrir þá sem að kannski eiga ekki 15-16.000 kall eða hvað sem kostar á festivali í dag, að þeir allan geti notið orkunar, sko. Þetta er geðveikt.
Do you remember?
Og Ingólfsstræti 8 maður, Steinþór Helgi maður, Guð blessi þig maður. Ertu búin að fara hana? Þetta er alveg stórkostlegt, sko.
When it tastes like sugar and feels like rain, and soon you'll discover it's all the same. See our souls and bones to rise, tied up in knots and sorrow, nothing so.
A lot of the venues here, particularly off-venue places, are very small and kind of quite sweaty and quite down and dirty. And you add a mix of alcohol and Icelanders, and I think that creates quite an extraordinary party. And then you add some fantastic music, incredible bands, incredible local bands. I think you've got a very special event indeed.
The best gig we've played at Airwaves for a long time, when we played a small gig, like an off-venue gig at the bar called Dillon here in the main shopping street. For some mistake, we were put on at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and we were playing the night before, a huge gig with like, I don't know, 2,000 people or whatever, and we went drinking afterwards, and we almost we couldn't find the force to wake up the morning after. And it was raining heavily, it was 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. We dragged ourselves down to the venue. We thought we were going to be playing for the bartender and his girlfriend. But the place was packed in this small place and everyone was waiting for us. And we were so hungover we could not stand almost. But it was a great, great, great show. That was probably my favorite show of Airwaves.
You have a band like Ham, which is a legendary band and one of the high points of the festival. The originators of what you would call, I suppose, church metal. Two things that should not go together. Heavy metal music and church music.
Last year I found a little difference.
Yes.
Then there was more like people like this. We were not used to that because we were always used to the crowd surfing thing. But now it seems to have...
The crowd surfers have found Iceland Airwaves.
Yes.
And there were some people like this, but they were more like because of the crowd surfing, so it was refreshing.
And you hear in this music, you hear them singing in parallel fifths like Icelandic folk songs. This is not music of rebellion against a central core of tradition. This is music that erupts from the center of the tradition.
I would describe the Icelandic music scene as like a rainbow, really. You know, but you just have to put the black into the rainbow, and it would perfect the Icelandic music scene, because it's everything. I mean, there's a guy playing in a black metal band playing keyboards for an electronic band, you know, and it's everybody kind of knows each other. It's, you know, the competition is healthy, you know. There's always back talk and all, you know, all that stuff. The music is great. Everybody puts everything into the music. Very kind of every individual artistic needs are in every band, you know, so it's different. You know, nobody's copying another Icelandic band, really. You know, you just have to find your root and, you know, grow your flower, something like that.
You'll be there to carry me, and I'll be there betraying you.
Icelandic scene, it's very small and it's very close-knit. That means that everyone is working together, and it means that people are influencing each other, and I think because everyone is working so closely together, it creates this sound, this Iceland sound, whatever you want to call it. Even if one band is pop and the other one is something completely different.
It's easy for us to create music because we're on a tiny little island and isolated and don't have to really fit into a scene or rules or whatever. You just do what you feel like.
The fear of failure in Iceland is so low. I think that's why Icelandic musicians take the chances that they do. Icelanders feel that they can do anything in music, and they do.
Okay, this is a very important message, so I will tell you this in English. We have to sit down. We're at a football game, and then all of a sudden someone scores a goal. But first you sit down and we sing.
Ragnar Stefson, they just had an absolute different approach to things. And they've always been good, but they were so amazing.
Well, it's unique because it's in Iceland, which is quite a different place, but it's just got it changes ever so slightly every year. But I think it's the audiences. The Icelandic audiences are very responsive. You know, if they like something, they'll immediately respond. I mean, and likewise, if they don't like something, they will also respond. And you know, we've had one or two bands have not performed quite so well when we booked them, unfortunately, and people have left pretty quickly.
Anyone who comes to Iceland and falls in love with it, and I know a lot of people who have, has one concern in mind. Do I tell my friends about Iceland, or do I keep this as my own little secret?
Pretty much ask anyone on the street on Airwaves Friday before the hangover sets in and before they're too drunk to talk. They'll tell you the same thing. They never want to go home.
festival's been fucking awesome. I have a semi about the festival on a oh, can I swear? Is that allowed?
Best time I've had.
Yeah, it's such a unique experience. It's so amazing.
I think Airwaves is like the best music festival in the whole world. It's like small and big, and the quality is like big.
A lot of positive people that just really want to have a good time.
Amazing, man. Been really, really, really cool.
You know, it's maybe for other people to judge, but I feel we have a great festival. But it's like you have to do something to carry on. You can't just stop, like, just relaxing and, you know, it's going great. You know, we do sell all the tickets. People are, you know, they are so quick now. Everything is so fast, and it's like with bands, you know. A year ago, a band was like a huge band, but now nobody knows of them. And it's the same with festivals, the same with everything. It's a challenge, but it's good.
In a year, I'll be back, right here. You know what? Look for this guy next year, because, you know, rumor has it he'll be back. Look for this guy, because I'm going to be with him.
Wow, that was amazing, guys. Thanks so much. Pass me back to the strong guys. Okay, so I was at a party tonight, and I've been to so many parties. Ow, 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 ow. I've been to so many parties. Fuck off. Okay, I've been to so many parties in my life. I'm 29, whatever. I look good. That's okay. I've been to so many parties in my life. I swear to you. Tonight was the best party I've ever been to. We were at Art House. We saw the Icelandic band that's very popular. Their name is Kush Kush. Okay, we like them a lot. And I'm telling you, so much fucking energy, and everyone was dancing. I took my shirt off because, you know, I felt like it. It was so much energy. It was so much fun. So the festival is amazing, and we really had a lot of fun here. And everyone I meet from Iceland, we just say, thank you very much for having us. We've had such a good time here. It's just amazing.
Like we just came off from another planet, because we did.